Hey everyone, welcome to November! Woo! It is National Novel Writing Month time and I am very excited about it. Actually, the moment I'm recording this video, I am recording it on Sunday night. Right now it is about 8:20 or so at night, and so I've still got a few more hours to go until I can start my nano novel, but when you guys are watching this, it is already November, so by that time I will have started, and I will be sure to inform you guys of where I am at my word count when I post the video. This week I am currently reading Never Let Me Go by Kazuo Ishiguro. I actually got this started reading this off of a recommendation from a friend of mine, Corey, if you're watching. She and I were both at Ohio Northern's English department together, and it sounded like a story that I would enjoy reading, so I picked it up. I'm not very far in it yet, even though I've been reading it for a little while, and it's not because I'm not enjoying it, it's because I haven't really had much time to read. So, there you go. The reason I haven't had much time to read is because I have been frantically trying to get Call to Action finished, the first draft of Call to Action finished, before November 1st, and lo and behold, I managed to finish it. Yes! It's clocked in at about 80,000 words or so, and I finished it just about, I don't know, an hour ago. Went out and got some ice cream. Well, Menchie's frozen yogurt, to be specific. Frozen yogurt. Woo. And it was delicious, and that was my treat for finishing this project. So this week, we are talking about plotting, which we've decided is the next step in our writing process series of sorts. As if you recall, the first week we talked about inspiration. Last week we talked about characters, and this week we are talking about plotting. It's going to be really exciting, especially since I don't do much plotting, so this might actually be a short video. I know we're all surprised. I don't tend to do much plotting because I'm more of a, I don't know, stream of consciousness writer. I like discovering what is going to happen to my characters the same time it's happening to my characters, I guess. I'll sometimes have a series of specific events that I definitely want to happen throughout the story. There's only been one time over the last few novels where I've actually specifically plotted things out and said, okay, this is what's going to happen in this chapter, this is what's going to happen in this chapter, and that was mostly because the novel, which I'm actually talking about, Nor the Battle to the Strong, it's kind of two stories interwoven together, so I needed to keep track of what was happening in each of the stories, otherwise I would have gotten really confused, and the stories may have actually ended up meshing into each other, and that would have been kind of awkward. And the funny thing about that time, when I actually did plot it out, it ended up changing a lot, which kind of goes back to the whole thing I was talking about with my characters, where I'm meeting them at the same time that I'm writing them, and they frequently change on me. And one of the things I discovered is that my main character in that novel, Liz, she is much more resilient than I thought that she was going to be, and I had to make it darker in order for her to be pushed to the limit that I wanted her to be pushed to, in order for the things to happen that needed to happen. Wow. I think my brain is fried. My nano novel is actually semi-plotted out, because I needed to put down my ideas before I forgot them. But it's not plotted out to the extent where I'm like, okay, I know what's happening in this chapter, I know what's happening in this chapter. It's just plotted out to the extent that I know the general events that I want to happen throughout the course of the story. What I almost always do when I'm starting to write something and I've come up with an idea is I will actually write out a summary, kind of like what you'd see on the back of a book, similar to that I can just reference if I need to bring myself back and focus again on what I wanted the story to be about. This is my summary for my nano novel, The Trial of the Radicals, which you can actually read on my user profile on the NaNoWriMo website. So yeah, that's my summary. Now, like I said, I'm actually kind of outlining a little bit because there are certain events that I want to happen. Because this novel I'm actually splitting up into 3 parts, which I've never done before, so it's going to be new. But here's my general outline. So there's one bit of it. There's another bit of it. And as you can see, it's just a list. It's just a list of certain things that I want to happen in each of the parts so I can keep track of where I am in the story, where each of the parts is in relation to everything else that's happening in the story. So that's what I did that's what I'm doing for my Nano novel. Now for Call to Action, which is the one I just finished the first draft of, again, I have the summary, but then I don't really have a list of events. I kind of made it up as I went along a little bit. The events were kind of listed in my head, but if I suddenly got an inspiration for something that I thought needed to happen in the story, and watch me not be able to find it. Just watch it happen. It always happens. I'm never able to find anything in this stupid notebook. Flipping through. Oh, for the love of God. I need a better filing system is what I need. Instead, I kept an idea list, as you can see, of all the things that I thought could work in the story, and some of them didn't actually end up happening as I'm looking through. Some of the stuff is information for the next 1 or 2 novels in Care's saga. Because yeah, there's going to be more than one. Woohoo! I'm actually excited to write the next ones, but I'm taking a little break. One of the big things that we talked about over on the NaNoWriMo website is being a planner versus being a pantser. And I finally found out this year, after 6 years of doing Nano, I finally found out what being a pantser means. I don't know how I didn't know this before, but I didn't. Pantser is when you fly by the seat of your pants when you're writing, and a planner is one that plans and plots and outlines and does the snowflake method and has a folder full of stuff and everything's all planned out. And I guess since I do write down my ideas, maybe I'm kind of in between, but I feel like I lean more on the side of pantser, to be honest. I don't know, I just can't plot. The only time that it works is if I desperately need to, and I needed to for Know the Battle, but I haven't needed to for anything I've written since. So I'm actually interested to find out this week what the other Wotown writers do in the way of plotting or not plotting. So come back tomorrow to hear what Caitlin has to say on the matter. Happy NaNoWriMo. Go noveling. Hope you guys are getting some serious word counts down, because hopefully I am. I will see you guys in a week when we will continue rambling about how we write. See you guys later.